Gone are the days when you could build a single-storey rear extension for 30k in London, but how much does an extension now cost? I'm Tina Patel, architect and co-founder of Formed Architects, and over the last 20 years we have been helping homeowners make the most of their homes by extending and remodelling their homes, but also understanding how much things cost and when a budget is realistic and when we have to be honest and say it's simply not going to be possible, despite what a friendly builder is trying to tell you. The key thing to remember is that before building work even starts, it is likely that there will be some significant upfront costs that you should brace yourselves for. These will include not only the cost of having planning drawings prepared, but even before that, the cost of having a measured survey undertaken. For a simple house at ground floor level, this could be in the region of £1,000 or more, depending on how many levels need to be surveyed and the extent of the survey area. You may want to explore some sketch ideas with an architect after this, and all architects' fees will vary for this stage. Key when choosing an architect is making sure the architectural team you are talking to is one that you are comfortable with and one you feel are listening to you. Once initial designs are prepared, you may go straight into preparing planning stage drawings, and you will need to factor in planning application fees, which vary subject to what you are going to do. But you should budget for about £230 for this stage for a basic application, as well as architect's fees for preparing the drawings. At planning stage, increasingly local councils may ask for additional reports, and you may have to engage third-party consultants to undertake these. Again, your architect will be able to advise on these as and when required, but a simple tree report can be upwards of £700. Once planning is forthcoming, a good builder is unlikely to be able to build from a set of planning drawings, and as a minimum you'll need to get a set of technical drawings prepared for building regulations approval by an architect. This may include the engagement of a structural engineer. Fees for engineers do vary, but for a simple single-storey rear extension we would budget upwards of about £1,600. Depending on the type of work being proposed, you may wish to get a detailed set of tender drawings prepared to get some certainty on construction costs at the outset, and investing in a good tender package is likely to save you time and money in the long run. In terms of architectural fees, different practices do vary in the way they charge, and you should be clear about what you can expect from the outset, whether that be fees at an hourly rate, lump sum, which is better for budgeting purposes, or a percentage of construction costs. If you are paying based on the build cost, seek to agree what happens when the build cost goes up so you know what you can expect to pay. Before any works can start, in addition to the planning and building regulations stage, you may also need to factor in fees for party wall services. The spectrum of what you can expect to pay on fees and upfront costs will vary dependent on the size and level of involvement from your architect, but as a percentage of the build cost, you should allow for 10 to 15% as a minimum. In terms of construction cost, a lot of this will depend on the extent and level of finishes that you decide to go for, particularly if this involves kitchens and bathrooms, since you can get a kitchen for £7,000 or spend over 5 times this, if not more, on the same kitchen. It is worth noting this is where having the input of an architect can save you money, as they will have creative ways of making your money go further and advise where it is sensible to spend money and where alternative suppliers can provide equal value to a name brand. This can apply from things such as underfloor heating through to floor tiles. A simple side return extension in London in the current climate will be upwards of £80,000 in terms of build cost as a minimum, and you'll have to assess whether other works are required through the house as a result of starting a project. The key with any project is to be realistic and honest about your budget. The team at Formed can guide and steer as to what is viable based on the budget, with a view to get an affordable level. We can also advise on when VAT will be applicable and instances where it won't, which can impact the actual build budget significantly. Working with your architect will be key in terms of meeting budget aspirations and being relatively realistic in terms of what's possible so that you can make the most of the space, whether that be a loft conversion or an internal refurb. We hope you found this mini guide useful when thinking about how much an extension will cost. For further guidance on how much an extension costs, please leave a comment below, or to find out how to choose an architect that listens to your needs, subscribe to our channel where you'll find lots more information that is designed to help you through your building project.